5 Otago strength exercises, the 5 basic ones. Do 5 reps each side. If you find that's relatively straightforward, I'll do some progressions later on if this one works out okay. Normally you'd be using leg weights anyway, so you'd be looking at upping the actual weight used. But again, wait until you're hitting that sort of 5 reps. Personally with these, I would go up to 3 lots of 12. That's me. And then I would move on to the advanced one. I wouldn't be in a rush, I wouldn't be impatient. So without me babbling anymore, we're going to do those 5 exercises. Okay, let's sit down. I'm going to sit down as if I'm doing Otago, because that's what we are doing, with control, nice and smooth. Okay, I hope you can see me all right from there. The first one is a leg extension. I'm going to sit back in the chair for that. So we do the hip walk. Okay, it's all about control today, especially strength training. You want that level of control. The first one, leg extension. Nothing moves. I've got a lovely upright posture, nice stable base. Probably got leg weights on, and from there, with a count of 3 on the way up, very important, we'll go over that again, I just extend my leg. So that's 1, 2, 3, and on the way back down, even more important than that, 3 on the way up is that count of 5 on the way down. Okay, that's the first one done. Go through some extra details on that, but definitely stick to that 3 on the way up and 5 on the way, on that eccentric phase on the way down. That is what will give you strength. We know it's monotonous, it doesn't matter. Being stronger isn't monotonous, okay? And that's the way I would view it. So checking my posture again. From here, engage these big front of the leg muscles, the quadriceps, and I extend 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My foot hits the floor flat, and from there I'm actually going to engage the hamstrings now, and I pull it back, and my ankle, I don't know whether you can see this, has come further back than this leg. Okay, it just brings a little something to the exercise. So yes, we're working these muscles here, but that last final bit is going to hit a bit of the hamstrings as well, so I think it's worth adding that. Okay, I'll just show you a couple more or we're going to be here all day. So loads of points, let's see if I can remember them. Good starting posture, I'm sitting back, it gives me stability. Okay, engage these muscles, extend the leg, 1, 2, 3, don't pause, and I'm already on my way back down for a count of 5. I'm happy with this one so far. The foot hits the floor flat and retracts, and then I'm ready to go again. 5 each side, I'm not going to count today. Okay, the next one needs to be standing up, so we stand up as if we're doing Otago. I hip walk forward, okay? My feet are shoulder width apart. That enables me to retract my ankles. I lean forward and I lead with the chest, and I gently push the floor away. Don't power up, yeah, you'll go diving head first. From there, I should be standing behind the chair. I'll do it this way, 1 so you can see it, and 2 because I've run out of room. Okay, the next one is a hamstring curl, back of the legs, okay? Postures are absolutely vital on this. Good level of support so I can keep that posture disciplined, straight down there. Looking forward, obviously I've got to look towards you guys, and that's a pleasure. From there, nothing moves, I bend my knee, my heel comes towards my bum, and it's up. 1, 2, 3, no pause, and down, 4, 5. Okay, that was a good one actually. Let's go through some points again. So, you're going to find yourself leaning slightly to the side, okay? That's obviously going to happen, that's physics, that's anatomy, that's physiology. Have the discipline of, once you've completed your move, of regaining what I would call your centre ground. So you're straight up, if that makes sense. So from there, yes, there's going to be a slight tilt that way as my leg comes up, always the outside leg, remember. Coming down, coming down, coming down, it's all being controlled, I'm ignoring the cramp I'm getting. Foot hits the floor there, I'm at a slight angle, so now I want to straighten that up. And I would be that disciplined, okay, it makes the move a lot better. So 5 each of those, and you will definitely feel that in the back of the legs. Next one, still standing, is the hip abduction, abduct to take away. So again, same points apply, a good level of support, a lovely straight posture. Want it absolutely straight on this hip joint here, okay? From there, I start with my feet together, so a little bit of a balance test going on there, there's no problem with that, that's what it's all about. And from there, same principle of the count again. Up for a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. No pausing, don't need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I'm tilting. I straighten that back up, and then I'll go for my next set. So the muscle we're hitting there is the abductor, side of the hips. Excuse me. Really be disciplined with the straightness at this joint here. If I break at the hips, I can get my leg up there. Don't worry about your range of motion. Lock your body straight there. Isolate that muscle, and you won't go very far. I say it every week. I'm very bendy. I can do the splits, but I'm not going any further than that on this move. Bring it back down with control. Regain that upright posture. Okay? 5 again each side. I can't count, we all know that. Okay, the next one, which I've actually forgotten, bear with me, calf raise. Okay, very, very important. At the end of this, if I remember, I'll actually go through why we're doing these. Forgotten to do that. Shoulder width apart. Your feet will naturally be pointing out at about a 20-degree angle. That looks good to me. I'm going to say it again. Posture is everything. It is so easy to lean on a calf raise. Your heels will come up automatically. It's kind of a natural human thing to do. We have to train around that. So definitely loads of support. Normally I lean against the wall, and from there, nothing moves, I stand on my tiptoes. It's a calf raise, okay? From there, up, 1, 2, 3, and down 4, 5. There we go. Check my balance, up again. This is the one exercise where I would pause at the top. It's a personal preference of mine, but your calves are tough, and again, we say it all the time, you can throw the kitchen sink at your calves. So this is how I would do it, it's up to you. The classic Katago way is up for 3, down for 5 with control, which you need good control because you're only moving that much. However, this is how I would do it. Support, posture, up, 1, 2, 3. Now I would pause for a couple of seconds here. Okay, so 1, 2, and I would take my time coming down. In real life, I would literally do 15 seconds on the way down. It takes a long time, so your call on that one, but bear in mind, very important muscle to train hard, because it is a tough muscle, if that makes sense. Your choice on that one. Okay, related to that, and just as important, the front shin muscle. Okay, so it's kind of a reverse calf raise, it's a toe raise, shoulder width apart, usual stuff. Really lock your body straight on this. You tend to want to break at the hips and bring your toes up like that. Okay, that's a classic. Let's try and train around that. Let's try and be a little bit more disciplined. So from there, checking my posture. Again, I personally would lean up against the wall. I need that level of stability for this. From there, got my balance. Tensing those front shin muscles up. 1, 2, 3. Don't bother with the pause on this one, but bother with that count of 5 on the way down. That is really tricky. You're only moving a little bit, but stick with it and relax. Okay, same again. My upper body shouldn't move. Okay, I've done the toe raise. My upper body didn't move, I hope. And down with control for 5. Okay, good stuff. Again, 5 of those. Sit down. Not looking at the chair, brainwashed, and down with control. Okay, so there's your 5 exercises. I'll quickly run through what they actually do, because I should have done that as we were going along. So your front one, leg extension, working those quads, useful for coming downstairs, useful for getting up off the floor if you end up in that sort of position, hopefully you won't, useful for kicking people if that's what you want to do. Next one was the leg curl, so the hamstrings. Really useful for actually lowering yourself down. It's something we don't cover a lot of time, but sometimes you want to get down, hopefully to the salad drawer in the fridge. Useful for going upstairs, and someone said useful for getting out of cars and baths and stuff like that. Makes sense to me, so really useful one, that one. Hip abductors, lateral movement. We tend to do a lot of linear stuff, but in real life you'll be wanting to move sideways, avoiding kids in supermarkets. If you find yourself in alleyways, yeah, useful for going up and down alleyways if you do that quite a bit. And again, park cars, that sort of stuff. Always good to include some sideward stuff as well. Let's get a breath. Next one, calf raises, we know all about this. Uneven ground, walking generally. I did read some research on this that said it was the most important muscle with regards to balance. So I would keep that in mind. Front shin muscle. Whatever you do to the back of your legs, your calves, do the same amount to that front shin muscle, your tibialis. Useful, as we all know by now, for keeping that toe up. So again, something that I'll repeat a lot. The last 4 people I know who fell over, it was all because they caught that toe. Okay, let's keep that in mind as well. So a good habit to get into, whatever sort of knee lifting move you do, whether it's walking, lifting your knee up, going up the stairs or whatever, get into the habit of engaging this front shin muscle. So yeah, later on we might be doing knee raises in the advanced version. We do it with that toe up. Really good habit. Remember, what we're trying to do is knock out this toe drag. So work your way through those. 5 each side is good, but do it with the discipline of that count. And then once you can do that relatively comfortable, up your weight, up your reps, or move on to the more advanced exercises that hopefully I'll be doing later. Cheers guys.